All right, hey everybody, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day out there today. The entire market is just full of, you know what, YouTube doesn't allow me to swear in the first 30 seconds or it takes off the ads and stuff like that. I guess not that I have ads on here, so the market's full of shit right now, and it's just a horrible freaking day. So we're gonna go through the normal stuff. I wanna talk about the stock market, the cryptocurrency market, my portfolio, what's happening here, what my plans are. I already told you guys a few weeks ago I was selling half my altcoins, and I'm kinda glad I did because right now we're just not looking good at all. And I think it's appropriate just to kind of wait for the market to fix itself and give us some of those good weekly indicators that tell us we're about to go into bullish land again before I start to get very excited here, because this is not an environment where I really want to be buying a bunch of cryptocurrency. In fact, it's like an environment where I want to keep on selling the stuff I bought back in 2022 back during those dips, right? So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff here today. It's going to be a little bit of everything. I got back to my Pretzel Rock subscription here because I haven't had it for a minute because it was like glitching out, but it seems to be doing well. So we're also going to have a little bit of background lo-fi music for us today too. So just to get us going here, we're going to be going over just kind of what's happening across the entire market here. Cryptocurrency market, stock market, Bitcoin particularly, you know, that's down quite a bit today. The rest of the crypto market, and then just really going over some news topics here as well, just to kind of figure out what's going on, because there was some interesting stuff today. But I think a large part of this is we can kind of see the economy getting worse. And now that the economy is getting worse, the Fed is kind of saying, are we still going to have a rate cut? So we're diverging again where the Fed is saying things are fine. And the economy is like, more job losses, more layoffs, give us more layoffs. And I don't know which side is going to win. Well, the economy always wins, but how long is it going to take the Fed to realize the economy is not doing as great as they think it is, right? Especially as AI will transform stuff very quickly over the next few years. Is the Fed ready for it? Probably not. So we're kind of in a little bit of confusion zone. So happy to have all of you guys in here today. We're going to be doing some fun stuff here. We're going to be giving Loki some treats because he really wants some. If you can't hear him, he's whining right now on the side. Looking for something here, but he loves these little suckers. These are little grillers, I guess they're called. I don't like this particular flavor, but Loki loves it. I just hate the smell of salmon and non-salmon food, I guess you could say. And hey, Fitz, happy to see you. You can see I pulled the treat and Loki's like, it's just fantastic, isn't it? I know. Well, you got to sit down. Thank you. See, he knows there's a routine to it. You got to sit, be good, and then you can come up. I did say come. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I accidentally gave him the command. But what do you call? Yeah, he ran off into his own bedroom to go chill for a little bit. So happy to see all of you guys in here today. As always, the stream is sponsored by a few exchanges: Phemex, Weeks, BYD, Blowfin, you name it. I'm usually partnering with them today. Now, if you guys are looking for a new exchange, which is probably not likely, you guys can always check them out. But if you guys are looking for a new exchange, please give them a look down below. What I want to do first is just kind of go over the heat maps here to see what's going on. Today's stream is going to last for a little bit longer than I think. I have a haircut at 5:30, but really until like 5:10, I think we're just going to be chilling. So if you guys have any comments, anything like that, I can bounce off of. Please comment for comment's sake. Comment for commenting's sake, because that keeps me going. But you can see right now Bitcoin's down, Ethereum is down like 6%, BNB, Solana, XRP, Tron, everything is really down. But you got a few things are up like Leo, XMR, Uni, and Zcash. That's really about it. Most stuff is not really performing well today, and that's across the entire market. If you were to go over to the I guess the TradingView version of this, you can see just a larger swath of everything going on. Just, again, a much larger swath. Again, you got some little bit of stuff in here, but it's just not a lot. And to be frank, if you go over here, you can just see the bloodbath that's been happening over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's only down 2%, but because we're making these new little fresh lows for the quarter, you see everything really coming down a lot more. Ethereum down 6, XRP's down, BNB's down, Solana's down, Tron's down, Dogecoin, ADA, Hyperliquid, everything is down right now. Even Zcash is down a little bit right now, actually. Uniswap is up a little teeny bit, but you can see last 24 hours, Quant is up. Most things are down here. And although we've seen altcoins have a little bit of a recovery over the past week, the majority of them for the last 30 days are very, very, very bearish. I mean, very, very bearish. You know, we've been talking about what my plans have been over the past few weeks. And hey, Lisa, happy to see you. Hope you're doing very, very well. Oops. Oh, I'm not even logged in right now. There we go. But we've been talking about kind of what I've been doing for the past few weeks. If you guys have been a member or you guys have just been on the stream, you guys know that I don't know exactly when I made that video. Let's go back a little bit. Yeah, 10 days ago I posted a video talking about I'm selling my altcoins this week, and I sold about half of them, right? Nothing too excessive, but the main reason for that is that the market just hasn't been performing too well, and we're just seeing more and more news of just bad, like we're not seeing good news. We just keep on getting worse and worse and worse news. Now, there are a few things that can maybe get the market juiced back up, but I just don't think they're really likely to happen right now. We're still kind of in this hiatus with not much government data coming out because the government literally just reopened, I believe, last night or this morning. And because everybody's kind of flying blind here with data, we have to be, we're looking at, I guess, smaller amounts of private data that's coming out. And while that can be okay, it's just led to like a lot of confusion and that big word that everybody doesn't like to hear in the markets, uncertainty. And to kind of bounce off of what I was saying at the beginning of the stream here, right now, I think if you guys are just anywhere out there, you guys can see the economy is getting worse. I was at a bar last night talking with a few friends, and they're, you know, I got friends of all ages. I got friends that are 25, I got friends that are like 77. Because, you know, we all smoke cigars together. It's just a big old mountain pop. And I met this girl last night through a friend, and my friend was like, hey, you got to get to know this woman because she works at a pawn shop. And right now, because the economy is so bad, pawn shops are just filling up with great stuff, right? And I didn't even process that because I don't usually go to pawn shops. I kind of just don't like them. But I'm going to give it a shot and try to go this weekend to a pawn shop. The main point being, there was a lot of people losing their jobs right now, and when you lose your job, it's not like you can just go out there into the system and find something, right? Because they're just, those jobs are not there. There's a lot of what's the term, ghost jobs, where it's just a listing online, but they're not really hiring. It's just to make the company appear like they're still growing and whatnot, which is kind of horrible, but it is what it is. I think we can all agree the economy is getting worse, and the Fed isn't cutting rates at the rate that's going to save it at this point. I think eventually we are probably going to have some type of nasty drop. I don't know if it's going to happen immediately. I would still expect it to happen sometime like after Q2 of 2026. But it is starting to concern me a little bit more. And because of that, I haven't been doing any more dollar cost averaging. I haven't been doing any big buys and stuff like that. We've mostly on the channel been talking about day trading and then that short-term swing trading, and that's been kind of the lucrative stuff. However, even with some of the more like short-term bullish signals that we've been given, it's even been harder to trade into that. If you guys recall here, normally I'd been trying out a new strategy that usually works, where if you get the stochastic crossing over right here and the RSI crossing below the 50 mark right here, it gives you a nice little bump. Well, that strategy, like, oh God, it just got rejected right there at some resistance levels, and we just got rejected. So I ended up losing my last little swing trade there. Last few times, you know, it worked over here, it worked, over here, it worked and whatnot. But even recently, we're just seeing so much downward pressure that it's not going to be doing, it's not doing us any good. Now, I want to start, no, I guess we're past the starting point, right? But I think I'm not going to be extremely bullish or very excited about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency for a hot minute here. What I want to see happen is that tried and true thing that's worked since the beginning of Bitcoin's creation, is when we see that all of the oscillators are crossing over, like here, 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 that's when I'll get bullish again. When I see those oscillators all crossing together, that's what I'm going to be excited about. Until we see that, I'm not going to really try to say, hey, I'm doing these really long and intricate swing trades with high risk altcoins and stuff like that, because it still appears like we're going to be in a short seller's market. I will say, however, if we zoom in a little bit here, we are getting into oversold territory, whether it be the RSI coming below the midpoint here, the stochastic coming down below the midpoint, and the MACD kind of seeing an acceleration here of downward moves, but this also coming back down to the midpoint. Usually when it comes to the MACD though, we haven't really crossed down below, right? We haven't been below since like what, way back over here, 2021 type stuff. It's been a minute. So hopefully we can find some type of bottom. Maybe by the end of the week, we're still just holding the support level and everything's okay. But until we have that full crossover where everything is back to being bullish, I think this is still just going to be a day trader's market and a swing trader's market. And even if you guys are doing some day trading out there, maybe the smart money charts are what I probably would want to show you guys right now. Is this the right one? It can be fine. You guys can see that the weekly charts are still bullish. I'm kind of debating on whether or not I like this type of thing because technically we have been breaking down here, but because we haven't closed, I guess it might still be something like that. But the daily chart's been bearish, the 4-hour chart's been bearish. So if you guys have been doing any day trades, the majority of them have been shorts, right? Because you have to follow that momentum. And if you guys have been following that, you know, since Tuesday the 11th, this was Wednesday the 12th, that short was really, really good. That short was really, really good. All right. I guess before that we were up here, so that, yeah, that didn't matter as much. Well, heck, even what is that? Tuesday the 11th. This is Monday, so even that one worked out okay. But still, you've only had a few opportunities to have some really good trades this week, and they've all been pretty much shorts. I tried to do something on earlier this week, talking about that little bit of a pump. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. So really, it's just a lot of day trading is what people are going to have to do if you want to eke out some profits here, because, you know, the portfolios are not looking great. So what I'm thinking of right now is that if Bitcoin does decide to break down below the support level right here, and we start going back down, let's say below $97,000 or so, I'll probably end up selling the majority of my Ethereum that I bought back in 2022, and I'll probably sell half of my Solana. I didn't really sell those over the past few weeks because I was going to give Bitcoin a chance to bounce back up, but the fact that we're breaking down below the 50-week moving average, and I'm not sure if we're going to close down below it. We haven't closed down below that 50 in a very long time, since what's the last time we broke down below it? Way back over here in April of 2022, right? And the last time we were really below it consistently was all the way back over here in March, January, February of 2023. So you know, it's been a minute here. I don't really like that. I'm a little bit more concerned that we're kind of plateauing here, and even when we have these big jolts up, there always seems to be some type of news that just keeps us going down. And of course, this was more of a tariff type of thing, which leads me to what I believe at this point is the only thing that can really juice up the markets, although it'd be chaotic, very chaotic. I'm not even sure if it'd work. And that might be if the Supreme Court were to overturn the Trump tariffs. And I just don't know if that's going to happen. I really don't. They showed some skepticism, I heard, the Supreme Court when it was brought up to court. But you know what? This is a pretty conservative Trump court. I'm just not entirely sure how that's going to work out. But that being said, just a weird time out there in the market. So I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to stick to my day trading as always, stick to my swing trading, and that seems to be good. And what I'll do for you guys, I think starting tomorrow or something like that, I really do want to just start focusing on all these trading strategies, and we just kind of chill and kind of walk through them and stuff like that, just to get a little bit of a reminder, because not every strategy is going to be 100% like we've talked about plenty of times, but there's plenty that give you some opportunities to make some money in trade. And I am going to try to stream a little bit more, like I've been saying. There's been an issue with my camera / computer. I'm not entirely sure which one, so I wasn't able to stream yesterday. Sometimes my signal from my camera to my computer is not going through, so it just looks like a black box right here. So I'm not sure how that's been working out, but I got it to work today, so we should be good for a few hours or so. But that's kind of my concern right now about the entire market. As far as some of the news we've been talking about, you can see that stock futures a little changed after major indexes notch worst day in over a month. All right, go back over here. Dow Jones not really having a terrible last few months. The Nasdaq not really having a terrible one. SPY not having terrible. They're going up here. I'm not really too concerned about the stock market. It's the cryptocurrency market that's freaking me out a little bit more. if you look out for the week, this is just sensational because they want you to watch some type of ad or something like that, whatever. But you see this little tidbit of news right here? New foreclosures jumped 20% in October, a sign of more distress in the housing market. I'm just going to read a little bit of a keynotes here so we don't have to look at all this stuff. But foreclosure starts, which are the initial phase of the process, rose 6% for the month and were 20% higher than the year before. Competed foreclosures, the final phase, were up 32% year over year. Florida, South Carolina, and Illinois led the nation in state foreclosure filings. All right, now those are all not on the West Coast where I live, but still very important states, right? So we are seeing some interesting stuff happen in the economy, and so things aren't going well. Again, when you put that all together to good old Jerome Powell, I didn't spell his name right, but that's okay. Markets no longer view the December rate cut as a sure bet, with Fed officials casting doubts. That is terrifying to me because I think we can all see the economy is getting worse, but the Fed doesn't see it like that. They think this is a normal behavior for the market. And I almost kind of question why they're saying that, to be honest. So maybe sometime today we're going to be going over, might as well. If you guys have any questions and stuff like that, feel free, because we're going to be chatting up a storm here. But I'm probably going to pull up ChatGPT and we'll just have a conversation about like why the Fed sees the economy is okay when I think a lot of people are not. Because the way I think we kind of work with social media and stuff like that, I think people will stop spending very, very fast if they feel like they can be let go, or they feel like the economy is going to slow down. Things will speed up very fast, and the Fed is so much of a lagging indicator these days, or it looks at such long lagging indicators, that it's going to fail to kind of see how fast the economy kind of tilts over, especially when the government is also as dysfunctional as it is right now. We just got done with like a 44 day shutdown or something like that. Ooh, it's just pain in the ass right now, right? But before we hop on to that part, and before I start talking to you guys a little bit more, as far as the cryptocurrency news and stuff like that, there wasn't too much besides Bitcoin falling down today. OKX launches in-wallet DEX trading. That's pretty interesting. OKX said they wanted to make a deal with me, full transparency, so I'm kind of working out a little plan with them for them to be like a partner exchange like the other ones I have. But that's about it as far as the big news of the day. There's not much besides Bitcoin going down, and that's not really like a crypto problem. It's like a economy problem that's kind of forcing everything down. As far as all this stuff, I don't really care about any of the stuff that's trending right now. Under Armour, Curry, whatever, cool. Bitcoin, however, you are going to see people freaking out quite a bit. Bitcoin testing major support levels. She's going to fall down, and I just know it, but that's terrifying. But you know what? This is nice clout. Oh, that's AI. Jeez, I can't even tell these days, right? Bitcoin finally dumped below 98,000. So what I've been doing here is I've just been blocking all these people as soon as it pops up, because I don't like to show scammers and things like that. So if you guys ever see that, I'm just going to block it. Czech central bank becomes first central bank to buy Bitcoin. They're buying the dip. That's good. People who bought Bitcoin 6 months ago, I mean, they haven't lost anything, they haven't made anything. Right? So it's not bad if you bought 6 months ago. Usually this thing's been going up overall. Bitcoin last month, Bitcoin now. God, every time I look at that face, it's a little cringy. Had a great time speaking at the Bitcoin Amsterdam. Man, I'm surprised people were there, and I guess I'm happy people are there. Like, if you're still not selling Bitcoin, Bitcoin falls on 100,000. Right, everybody's trying to find that pattern that happened tons of times before. It's not good. Let's see. Trump's urgent announcement today. BlackRock is selling, everything's selling. Yeah, so not too much stuff happening. I told him to buy Bitcoin 124,000. I always love these little messages, little humor in there. But oh god, yeah, this is the same chart people use all the time. Somebody has to have this on like a little bit of a paid thing, or no, just like a saved file or something. But yeah, just all that carnage. Now, I bought some of those AI stocks yesterday, and my portfolio is already down like 6-7%. It's down, yeah, 6.5% basically right now. I'm not too concerned about it. Just so you guys know, this is a high risk AI portfolio that I built for myself. Every 3 weeks, every month, I haven't decided yet. I'm just gonna add another $100 into this, or basically $11 every 3 weeks, $11 every month, and it's just gonna be $11. It'll probably just go down to $10, but I had a little bit extra money in here. So my Big Bear AI is down 11%. My Sound is down 7. Very is down 17. Like massive moves down because these are low risk, to be low market cap stocks. But we're going to keep on talking about this because these are the AI stocks I'm going to be holding for a long period of time, and I'm super excited to see how this works out because I remember when I bought Nvidia back in like 2022 and stuff like that. Man, I'm happy I did because AI is transformative. But we're going to document the bad side of this as well, not just the good times that happened in the future. All right, so let me hop over here, go to the 50-minute chart. You can see Bitcoin trying to bounce up right now and see a little bit of hope. How long that hope lasts, oh boy, guys, that really determines a lot here. I'm just trying to get out even at this point. Oh, dude, trust me, I know a lot of people are right now. It's understandable we are not getting rate cuts fast enough. Tariffs really put a wrench in things. Yeah, even the threat of tariffs, though, right? We really haven't had any big news of tariffs, like anything new happening in the tariff world. The closest thing I think we've seen is, let me get rid of some of these extra tabs I have so I can just kind of pull up random stuff. Supreme Court tariffs. The Supreme Court might just save Trump from himself. Obviously, the Supreme Court overturning key Donald Trump policy. Our tariffs attack the court view may decide the fate of Trump's tariff battle. Supreme Court can't mend U.S. Broken trade policy. Tariffs on trail, but U.S. trade talks. Let's see. Yeah, so not really much happening here. Newsweek. One day we're gonna have an announcement, and then everything's gonna change. We just don't know exactly when that's gonna happen, right? But yeah, that might be the thing that can save us at this point, but it's bad. Shouldn't I just be buying the fear? No. So, okay, this is how I think about it. The market is bigger than just crypto. I'm buying stuff across the entirety of the market, right? I'm kind of not buying any crypto right now. In fact, I told you guys a few weeks ago, 10 days ago, 12 days ago, whatever, I sold a lot of my altcoins. Just done with it. Some have been making me money, some have been losing me money, but I'm selling some. And then I told you guys if Bitcoin kind of kept on going down, I was going to sell some of my larger moves like a Solana and stuff like that. I'm probably going to sell those this weekend if we break down really below this little area right there, right? Oh, excuse me, right here. I'm pointing at it like you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I don't feel the need to do that. I've been buying high risk AI stocks for one, although I haven't really put much money into them just yet. I started to buy up a little bit more ExxonMobil here. And then what I've been doing is I've been looking for swing trading opportunities in stocks that have been growing pretty consistently over the last year. I think the last time we talked about it was maybe a week ago to 2 weeks ago. Like if you go over to FinViz, oh, that's Finance Yahoo, FinViz. I don't like using this website because it's very computer intensive. They built it out in such a way where it strains your computer. But if you go over here to Screener, and let's say that I'm just gonna go with the country USA. Let's say market cap is gonna be a large over $10 billion. Let's say average volume is over 300,000. Let's say sector, we're gonna play around with something like dividend over 2%. Let's actually not even go into sector. All right, then go over here to charts. I'm looking for stuff that's been able to grow consistently. All right. I'm not in the technicals. That's what I was looking for. And I say the 20-day moving average is above the 50. SMA 20 above the SMA 50. There we go. All right, so that's 90. Looking at stuff that's been going up consistently, I've been trying to buy into this stuff because at least it's going up when the market's not, right? And I've just been looking at holding some of this stuff for long periods of time. Now, some of it's been going fine, right? Some of it's not. You can see there's a bunch of crazy stuff in here as well. But if I'm only looking at like 90 stocks, it's not going to take me a long time to just kind of scan through them, take some notes on the side and see what I want to be buying into. But there's more, like, you can find other ways to make money besides buying the market. And on top of that, which we've been talking about here, is this swing trading and day trading. That's been a little bit more reliable for me to make more consistent revenues, where I don't feel like I'm like forced to kind of take on higher risk. Because at this point, I mean, like, I know as an influencer, it's my job to be like, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip all the time. But man, like, at a certain point, you know, I need you guys to make money like I'm making money, right? And that means that sometimes I just say, hey, I haven't been buying up and loading up on Bitcoin for months at this point, right? Ever since we kind of messed up over here when we had our official breakout, because normally when we've been breaking out these Fibonacci's, we've been having great opportunities, great moves, you know, and we've been seeing good resistance levels, everything being honored, everything. But when we break out, it's good stuff. It first happened over here, but I kind of let it slide because what happened was the next week Jerome Powell came out and said no more rate cuts. And then for the whole freaking year, you know, we waited and waited and waited for rate cuts to get back up and going and everybody be excited, whatever. Then it happened. We came up here, broke out again, nothing happening. So I've been just kind of not as excited about this. There's opportunities. I was expecting to have much more of a bullish October, bullish November, but when that tariff announcement came out with China because of their switching the deal up with the rare earth minerals, I mean, look how fast that thing came down. We were levered up and all that leverage kind of just melted away. And now everybody that was part of that, I just don't see them feeling excited about buying back into Bitcoin. Like, I don't think that excitement is there from a technical perspective or just an enthusiasm perspective. So what's happening with me, if I want to buy and go back into swing, like these longer term swing trades, these longer term traders where I'm holding for months on end, you know what I'm going to have to see? All of those oscillators, the MACD, the custom stochastic, and the RSI, all of those are going to have to go back to being bullish for me to get excited about this market. Otherwise, I don't care. It's just like, it's not worth the risk at this point because that reward doesn't appear to be worth it. And until I can see a reward on the horizon, which I just can't, I'm a little more hesitant, especially because we're breaking down and we've had no growth for Bitcoin in the last, 27 weeks. It's like half a year, basically. I'm not really seeing anything there. Now, that doesn't mean I don't have exposure, right? I still have plenty of exposure, but I sold all of my Matic, right? And I sold that for a loss. I guess right now I got to update this portfolio here. But like all this Matic right here, I sold it. It's like 74%, probably like a 70% loss by the time I sell it, you know, remove, I guess. But that's a nasty little loss for me. My ADA is only up 10% right now. I probably should just sell that and take what little profit I got. 45 bucks, not really a lot. Tron is fine. I hold Tron for long periods of time. Tron I'm only holding because if you look at Tron over the years, where's that ticker? You know, it's coming down since August, but typically speaking, it does have just a nice trajectory. You know, Bitcoin comes down a lot. This thing stay pretty steady. It's been doing fine. Maybe I'll sell Tron if it goes down, maybe below like 26 cents or something like that. But overall, it's been pretty reliable for me. Dogecoin, maybe I'll have to sell some Dogecoin if it goes back down below like maybe 12 cents, 13 cents. Solana's been making me some money. I've already sold off a little bit of Solana. I've already sold off Bitcoin since since Bitcoin first hit 80,000 bucks, but I need to start selling off more. I'm not in I need to be buying up everything mood right now. I'm just not in that mental space. I don't know what you want to call it, but I'm not there. I'm definitely not there right now. Man. Do I invest in ETFs? Yes, I do like a lot of ETFs. Yes, I do. The price is too high for Bitcoin. Only buying a crash and it's a good gamble. What do you call it? Only buying a crash. Yeah, it depends. It really depends on what you define as a crash, though. For me, if I'm loading up on Bitcoin, it's usually when Bitcoin's below the 100 weekly moving average, and maybe more heavily when it's below the 150 week moving average. I don't need to really go too deep into it, but I'll just show it to you right here. Let's get rid of the super trend right here. Let's get rid of all these other indicators. And let's poke this out to the 150. Oh, that is 150 right there. Okay. And Let's go with that. Man, it's already as thick as possible. There we go. Okay. There you go. So here's the 150 weekly moving average. Typically, buying below that, you're going to be pretty happy if you're looking for longer term gains, right? If you want to start buying a little bit earlier, you can always move this over to the 100 weekly moving average, right? You start buying a little bit earlier, but if you dollar cost average, you're perfectly fine with it, right? Because you never know exactly how long Bitcoin is going to stay in a crash. Sometimes it's a few months, sometimes it's just a few weeks, sometimes it's months and months and months, and then who knows. But this hasn't really been like a crazy support level in the past, not really. I will say though, if we start breaking down below this level, I probably won't buy below the 100 weekly moving average. I'll probably wait this cycle until we dip down below the 150. That's when I'll start to look for the longer term gains for me, because I like to do these longer term moves, because the average portfolio, I think it's like a 15% return is what like a normal portfolio person that's like managing a portfolio is going to be happy with. Well, my average for this cycle was $22,000 for Bitcoin. I started buying way back over here at $26,000. I bought over here at 22, bought over here at 19, 18, whatever. I didn't expect the FTX disaster, so I kind of just was buying up over here. But 22,000, to where we are now, that's still a 350% return over the last 1,200 days, last 3 years. That's not bad. I'm happy with it. But I've been selling out since like $80,000. Right, so ever since we kind of broke all-time highs, I was like, okay, I can sell a little bit right here. 264% profit. Sold some at $100,000 here. Sold some over here on 100,000. Sold some as we were crashing with the tariff nonsense, about 85,000, something like that. Sold back up here around 110,000, 120,000, just tads, But even if I were to like panic sell today and sell the rest of my Bitcoin, at 99, $100,000 right now, I'd still be up around 355%, and I'd still be happy with that. But I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt because I've been holding this for a minute, and I'm happy with the returns. Whereas, with Ethereum and stuff like that, oh God, I bought this stuff up a while ago, and the returns haven't been that fantastic at all. Solana, I've been selling off, but my Solana's grown a lot. Excuse me. So you go back over here. So when Bitcoin was breaking down below that, you started buying around June 12th, June 2022, basically. June 2022 right here. Started buying it up. You get your average way down here, whatever, probably way close to there for me. I never go crazy buying at the bottom, even though I probably should. But you know what? Like, let's just say my average is right there, not even close to the bottom, right? It's still up 515%, or whatever the reality of it is right now. 458%, not even, right? My average was around 26 bucks, which is, yeah, basically around that, but whatever. So I'm okay giving a little bit more leeway here, but my Ethereum hasn't really been performing too well. But if I'm selling Bitcoin, I'm probably going to be selling Ethereum and Solana anyway, or if I'm selling Ethereum, probably everything as well, just because Ethereum is going to go the way of the rest of the market. So it's a little bit different. And hey, Dimitri, are we in a bear market? No, we're not in a bear market just yet. We'd have to really see Bitcoin probably end up going back down below, like 94,000 consistently for a few weeks, and then we'd be kind of in there again. Bitcoin, like here, this move that we saw back January, that move was down about 32%, and we came back up strong. All right, this move right now, as bad as it is, it's only down around 22%, technically right now 20%, so it's not even same as what we saw back over here. And we know Bitcoin can have a rebound. This one back over here, this one Bitcoin came back down 33%. So we haven't even experienced the worst drop of this cycle. And yet, we've gone up before. I think technically a bear market correction is like 20%. So if you want to see that, yes. But like, Bitcoin has a way of just going whoop, back up, back up, back up. This one over here, I don't think was nearly as bad. Maybe like 20%, something like that. Yeah, 21%. And it was fine. It's just that, which I get back over here. There you go. Right now, I don't feel the need to just go all crazy and be buying a bunch of stuff. I don't like this market at all, and it's more of what's happening with the market, with the overall economy. Take a bath. But yeah, Loki's asking for too many treats. Nope. He has to be told no every now and again. Otherwise, he thinks he runs the house. But yeah, so not bear market in my mind. What you're really like, a bear market to me means we're heading into a crypto winter, and most of you guys should sell like 99.9% of all of your cryptocurrency. Take your money and just kind of hold it in nice dividend plays, like a what's the guy's name? Warren Buffett portfolios, right? And you start buying into stuff like that where it's going to be okay. You get your dividends and you're happy with it. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think we're there. And hey, I'm happy to see my man. A lot of spam with these AI comments. There's been so much spam lately. So much freaking spam. It's been horrible. I don't know why there's so much spam though. It's just something that's going to be happening here. So it is what it is for now. But yeah, I don't know why there's so much spam these days. YouTube is just getting overwhelmed by it, but I think most of my comments nowadays, or they have been for years, have just been spam. But what I want to do very fast is I'm going to talk to ChatGPT very fast and just try to figure out, like, right now the Fed is facing some big issues, but doesn't think the economy is in much trouble. I think the economy is in danger of going into a new type of recession driven by AI and inflation, allowing people to only buy the essentials. Yeah, I don't know, maybe something like that. Can you break down the military base is doing mortars or tank firing or something? I don't even live close to the military. I live like miles away from the base, but I can still feel that stuff. Can you break down what is going on in the Fed's mind? I say Fed's mind, but you just the members of the Fed, the governors, Fed's minds about the economy, because they keep on saying everything is fine and it doesn't really feel like it is. Boom. All right, there we go. I can only hope and pray these pullbacks shake out the whiny crybaby entitled noobs who think market owes them something. The tier count has never been higher than last year. What do you call? It's been chaotic. I would say that for sure. I mean, there's just been so much drama in this space, and what we've seen is kind of the growth hasn't really been there to keep people excited. Primarily, people buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and all that type of stuff, Dogecoin. We kind of hold that for a while, but people really just want to see real growth and real profits coming from those higher risk altcoins. And those higher risk altcoins have not been giving people money, which is why I think so much of what we've been doing over the past couple of years has just been day trading and swing trading, and that's where the money's been, right? That's why, we're talking about when the momentum is coming down daily, 4 hour, 15, you trade those suckers down, you're looking at some really good money right there. You go back even further, back over here to when this turned red, back over in August, whatever, same type of thing, same with Ethereum and whatnot, but usually just trading Ethereum based off of what Bitcoin's doing. But it's been rough. It's just people haven't been finding that nice, easy way to make some money, which kind of sucks, right? ChatGPT loves giving false positives, by the way, so it need to be cautious with advice. Oh yeah, I mean, but that's just all AI though. It even says it right here. I don't know if you got, yeah, ChatGPT can make mistakes, check important info, right? Always does that. Everyone says we're pulling back to 69K in the couple months. Thoughts? No, I don't think we're going down to 69K. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see we're looking at that. If we pull back to 69K, I'm not even going to be in the market at all when it comes to that point. Like if Bitcoin starts going below 90,000 bucks, I'll just call it quits, sell everything, and just do day trading and swing trading with you guys, I won't even bother hopping back in the market at that point. I'll have to give it like months before I feel like, oh, Bitcoin's dropped down enough and the economy is in a situation where I want to be buying back in. I won't even be in the market at that point. Completely different mindset if that happens. But for now, we'll have to see. I could imagine that happening sometime next year in like Q2, but not really before then, unless we have some really bad news hit us up. So even though people feel squeezed, the Fed keeps projecting confidence because they're looking at a very specific set of data. GDP growth still looks fine. The economy is still printing positive GDP numbers. To the Fed, as long as the GDP isn't collapsing quarter after quarter, they will not say recession. The labor market looks strong on paper. Unemployment is low, job openings are high enough, layoffs are not spiking. But this masks the real story. A ton of jobs are low quality, low pay, and part-time replacement jobs created from AI disruption, restructuring, and cost cutting. The Fed doesn't measure how many people are working multiple jobs, how many people are unemployed, how many people have had hours cut, how many people do gig work because full-time roles disappeared, or how many jobs created are just low-wage service workers replacing automation losses. Okay. Inflation has come down from peak. Consumer spending is still high, but they don't look at why. Demand is strong. Households are healthy. Okay, so let me see this. The Fed sees consumers still spending money and thinks demand is strong, households are healthy. Reality, people are spending because everything is more expensive, not because they're thriving. Credit card debt is at record highs. Delinquencies are rising fast. People are buying less but paying more. To the Fed, spending equal confidence. In reality, spending equal pain. What you're noticing and what feels like a new kind of recession, you're right that we are entering something totally different than the traditional recession that the Fed is trained to deal with. AI is causing a slow drip labor recession. This isn't like 2008 where millions get laid off in a single month. This is hiring freezes, hours cut, jobs not replaced, roles merged, productivity tools cutting, headcount quietly. Okay. Essentials only consumption is real. Oh, I feel this probably. The Fed can't admit this publicly. We see a new type of recession forming driven by AI and affordability collapse. The market would nuke 20% overnight, so instead they default to economy remains resilient, labor market real strong. There's probably a little bit of bias in here because this is what I asked it for. Let's see. So the bifurcated economy, they see a split, 20%, the top 20% doing extremely well, bottom 80% getting crushed. Okay. So if we're heading into this, I can kind of see this happening. Regular people continue to do worse, but the top 20% keep on making money. So can you just give me a good list of the major facts the Fed is looking at right now? Don't explain them and what they mean. Just tell me the facts so I can interpret them without any AI bias. I don't know if it likes that term, but so growth and output, GDP is positive quarter over quarter. Consumer spending remains elevated. Business investment is slowing but not contracting. Manufacturing output is weak but not collapsing. Labor market, so unemployment remains low. Job openings still above pre-pandemic levels. Layoffs, initial jobless claims remain historical low. Okay, inflation is okay. Financial conditions, yes. Profits remain strong. Housing is fine. Banking system. Okay. Productivity improved. Okay, so if we did start to see more job losses in next year and things got worse, where are some places I could park my money to in the markets to take advantage and see a decent return? Actually, about that, And hey, Tommy, happy to see my man. Hope you're doing well. Treasury bonds, investment grade corporate bonds, defensive sectors, big winners in recessions. These companies don't need a booming economy to make monies. Healthcare, consumer staple, utilities. Okay. High quality dividend stocks. Johnson, this is what we're talking about with Warren Buffett. Johnson & Johnson, PepsiCo, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, golds and precious metals, cash-like instruments, short-term treasuries. Okay. Low volatility factor ETFs. Quality factor, okay. Volatility, stress tested. If layoffs rise and recessions stay cold, this combo historically crushes the S&P. 40% TLT, 20% XLP and XLV, 10% gold, 20%, okay, SCHD. That's healthcare, isn't it? Oh, it's Schwab, never mind. Oh, it's just dividend ETF. Okay. It could actually make us before that might not actually be kind of, that might be kind of fun eventually if we get to that point, right? If we actually get to that point. Okay. But right now I should stress Bitcoin's coming down, but the stock market's still doing fine. I mean, look at that. Sure, it's been volatile, but it's not like we're not used to volatile with the NASDAQ here, are we? Volatile, SPY, still volatile, but still going higher. I mean, still doing fine. Bitcoin, Gold's still doing fine here. How's oil been? Oil's still consolidating, coming down bit by bit. Let's see. But altcoins as a whole, you know, Crow, Moodang, Tron. You're just not really seeing much good stuff happen here. It's mostly just coming down. The nasty moves from that tariff announcement from Trump. I mean, everybody's just going crazy over that, though. All right, push us back over here to kind of see what's happening. There we go. What chat say about TDAC? I don't know what TDAC means. No idea what that means. But if you phrase it a different way, I might be able to help you out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's my kind of idea of what's happening, guys. I think we're just getting more and more concerned about the economy, and I do believe over the next few months, we'll start to have more clarity. I think one of the big issues here has been that we haven't been getting all of the CPI data or economic data because of the shutdown. So everybody's just a little bit more concerned because they just don't know exactly what's happening. Even if the government has to come out and revise stuff down the road, as long as we have some data to use temporarily, people will keep that confidence. And I think confidence has just not been good because we haven't been able to get all of that, all the data we need to, right? I don't know. Right now, the government just reopened but they haven't been putting out economic data for a minute. When should they be back up to speed so we can get more data? Look at news if possible. I didn't type that properly, but I don't care. Because that's kind of what I want to figure out. Shutdown's over. Here's when economic data returns. Here we go. Let's see. So in the near term, expect some backlog data to start arriving within days to a few weeks for data already collected before the shutdown. That's too long ago. For the data requiring full survey collection during the shutdown period, October household surveys expect more significant delays, possibly until early 2026 for full reliability. Oh shit! The agencies themselves warned that normal data quality and schedule may not be restored until some months later. Yeah, that's no good. So, when should we have a next jobs report? Curious about this. I think Trump is the issue. I know it's political, but it might explain the high gold prices and uncertainty. I mean, I think he's part of it right now. I mean, that you saw the market have that horrible moment when he mentioned tariffs again with China. He needs to choose a plan and just stick with it. You can't be bouncing all over the place, especially with something like that. Oh, the market was not a fan of that right now. And again, the economy's slowing. The economy's been slowing for years now, but now we're hitting that point where we're starting to go, like, you know, you can see like we've been growing, like things have been slowing down, but we've still been going higher, like growth has been fine. Now we're starting to hit that thing where like, uh-oh, things aren't looking that great. Like, I think, what was it? Jobs, numbers, trading, economics. You know, we lost jobs in June, and that was the first time we lost them in a while. Last 10 years, oh God, I freaking hate this. Let's just go back from like after COVID, basically, all right? Go over here. Let's go back over here to zoom in a little bit more. You see, we've been going down really since 2023, really consistently, or maybe even like, yeah, 2022. But you see how we're getting to that point right now where we're probably going to start tipping over into job losses. That's not going to be that great. And part of Trump is going to try to fix this because he was flip-flopping, I believe, on the H-1B visas. I think he went the other way. Where's my president? Some MAGA? Yeah. So President Donald Trump is facing backlash from some of his most influential pro-Trump voices over recent comments backing H-1B visas and saying the United States doesn't have people with certain talents to fill jobs, right? So if we start bringing in thousands of people again, how many new jobs are created from H-1B visas? From H-1B visas in 2024. H-1Bs in 2024. Like, yeah. Let me just ask that. No long answer, just short and sweet. There you go. 141,000 new approvals for initial employment HB1 applications. So about like 140,000 jobs, right? Now, if we're only getting 158,000 jobs for the month and stuff like that, that does make a difference month over month. I know it's not a lot, but it does. And on top of that, I don't know how the economy tracks illegal immigration. Is there a way to find out how the new immigration policies have changed the jobs numbers? I mean, if an illegal loses their job, does it show up in the data? Yes, but not as illegal immigrants. Okay, so does since 2020, how many illegals have come into the USA? And I know you will be guessing, but how many ended up in the workforce? $4 million from 2019 to 2023. Let's see, isn't so. So 2 to 3 million undocumented immigrants entered since 2020 ended up in the working. Okay, if you're liking to dig into pullback, okay, don't matter that. So if legal crossings for 2025 total 2025 total approximately 238,000. So if we only had 228k cross illegals enter, but that's probably not a good way to do it because those are apprehensions, right? There's apprehensions. So what about for this year, since we have cracked down, what would be your estimate? Something like that, I don't know. And hey Villa, happy to see you, my man. How's it going? A little bit off topic, what are your thoughts of the on Target company? That stock hasn't had any luck since 2021 crash, but I'm not sure how to tell whether it's a good price for long term. I don't like it personally. They really got into politics when they really shouldn't have, and now you saw at the beginning Republicans turned their nose to it because it's like Target, they got really woke into the transgender stuff, which is freaking crazy in the first place. And then you saw them get rid of all the DEI stuff when Trump became president, so all the Democrats were like, fuck you Target too. And so the people that usually shop at Target right now are the people that just don't care about social issues, which is a small amount of people, I guess, nowadays. And I just don't see myself being very happy with the growth of their company. I could see why people would probably buy it, but if I were to own Target, I would probably only have it as form of me buying it in terms of an ETF, so it's a small portion of something larger. And that's the same when it comes to like Macy's and some of those other spots. Yeah, I know. Just hello. Oh, he's not even looking at me. He just wants my treats. He just wants the treats. It just hasn't been performing too well, though. I just don't see how they're going to get themselves out of it. I think they have to really do something transformative, and I just don't think that they have the current board to make such a big change right now. They seem to be content with just making money. Sure, their stock price is going to go down, whatever, but they're going to survive, and that's all they really want to do is just survive. They just don't want to die off like some of the other, like they don't want to be Kmart. But Target's higher end, so they should be okay. They might have a few store closings and stuff like that, but nothing catastrophic. Let's see. You think Walmart's a better stock? Walmart's much better because even though they have less margins, they're still able to bring people in, and I think they've been able to play the online game much better. Much better. I'm gonna choke you out. Yeah, I know. He's over here getting into my arm. He likes it when I cut my arm like that. He likes to just rush into it and pretend like he's getting choked out. Let's see. So the Congressional Budget Office net immigration drop on. Yes. So. So give me the last 4 years of how many jobs were created from, not, how many jobs were, let's just get created from illegal immigration. What I mean from that is how many extra jobs in your estimate were from in your estimation were added to the jobs reports each year from illegals finding work in the USA. So data for 2021, 2022, 2020, 2023. I guess we should probably do, I guess, yeah, 4. Then an estimate of 2025. So last 5 years, I guess. No long answer, just a table, please. So, how many? Wait. This is not giving me the right, because it's not 800,000. According to the USA, how many illegals? Oh, I wonder if that's just, no, yeah, how many illegals have entered the USA this year? Sure, but give me an estimate of how many could have entered the workforce. There you go. Yeah, so it said 800,000, 450,000. It's more like, yeah, 350,000. So estimated new entrants. Let's see, okay. So 330,000 compared to like the 550, 950,000, 850,000. I think that makes more sense there. So I do think we're just not seeing those people hit the job market. That's also part of it, but I don't know. We'll go back to that chart here very fast. 2020 is a lot. Same with 2023. We didn't see it happening as much in 2023 though as 2022 and 2021. There's probably some problem with my data and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's some of the stuff going on right now, guys. It's just not pleasant. And right now you're even seeing Bitcoin dump down a little bit more. We just started off a new day, it looks like, and all of a sudden, boom, we're coming down even faster. Let me see, at least gold's going up a little bit. Today oil's up, but mostly everything else isn't doing so hot right now. Let's see. But if any of you guys have, hey, Bill Shut, I'm happy to see my man. If any of you guys have any questions or want to talk about something, let me know. We can talk about cryptocurrency, oil, stocks, you name it. We can chill and talk about it. I got to start that new policy when the chat dies down. I got to stop streaming. I don't know how to keep on saying the same thing over and over again. That's why I like when you guys ask questions, so I can bounce it off. You know, be like, oh yeah, you know, Walmart, Target, yeah, awesome. I love doing that type of stuff. Although the freaking spam is getting a little bit more insane these days. But I think YouTube's just overwhelmed with all of it. Right now, YouTube is doing a crisis. Their AI is freaking causing havoc. Their AI is terminating channels and demonetizing channels. And I think that's what happened to my channel back in January. But I don't have a big reach on Twitter to complain about it and get people to retweet my stuff. So I was kind of screwed in that regard. And I think I lost like basically half a year's worth of revenue off of YouTube. Freaking tragic. But I'm hoping that YouTube can get it fixed up a little bit more here. It's just been a rough one. But yeah, if any of you guys have any questions, let me know. Oil stocks next might be something to look into. Oil stocks next. I don't know what next is, but what do you call? Where do you think we'll be in the morning? I mean, so far we're managing to hold up quite well. I don't think we're having any economic data come out because of all the shutdown stuff, so we should probably be okay here. We're probably going to be kind of around where we are right now, to be honest. I don't see us going much higher or lower from this point. We're going to have to consolidate for a tad. If I was to guess like where we are next week versus this week, I'd probably still say that momentum is taking us down even lower, unfortunately. New XRP ETF? Oh, there you go. I haven't been buying anything really crypto related lately. Maybe I'll buy it down the road here, but crypto just hasn't been appetizing to me as far as an investor. It's just been oh shit. It's just been annoying. If anything, annoying. Next decade LNG and oil company. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's definitely something going on right now. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I'll probably be live a little bit later on if we start to crash or something like that. Loki knows exactly. If I say I call it a night, whatever, he's expecting some type of treat. I'm gonna give him a half a treat. He's also freaking out because there's like artillery fire going outside my house or something. Don't know what the heck's going on over there, but it's something. And I gotta get a haircut. Look at my beard. My beard looks freaking nasty. He doesn't look at me like he looks at treats. Ooh. Yeah, it smells like salmon. Yeah. But okay, buddy. Yeah, I'll probably be streaming a lot over the next few days, especially if Bitcoin continues to go down like this. It'll be rapid stream, so like I might be live for half an hour, I might be live for an hour. I don't know, but I'll be live. As far as the tutorials and stuff like that, I'm working on one right now, but I'm just trying to add editing to it. So because I haven't found an audience for those ones I've been making, I'm kind of just like trying to move around in real time here and adjust as needed. I think what I'm going to do is do one tutorial a week if I can, but make it edited, and not highly edited like the flashy stuff you guys are seeing, but edited in a way where I highlight certain stuff. And I don't know, I gotta figure out other ways to highlight it, but just simple editing that just makes people watch a little bit longer, and therefore it has a better chance of going viral and stuff like that. And not viral in terms of like hundreds of thousands, but just like it shows up on search and people are watching it. YouTube's happy, I'm happy, and that type of stuff, right? So see you guys a little bit later, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 o'clock minimum, but really more and more and more. I know Thursday, tomorrow's my day off, but